welcome back to the snow course at Lakeridge Heights. This is part 2 of the Jeep Jamboree put on by 905 Diecast. And I'm your host, Agent 905. In the last episode, we saw some absolutely epic racing, and Papa P put his name on the leaderboard, beating out Tucker, Giorgio, and Hades. In Group 4, it was a clutch last-minute pass that put Grey Wizard back into contention as he drove around the field and across the line for maximum points to punch his ticket into the next round. Who's it going to be tonight? We've got 2 groups coming up. It's Groups 5 and 6 at the Lakeridge Heights Snow Course at 905 Diecast. Group 5 kicks off with Best in Show nominated Jeep, Ragtag Jim. Lining up next to Ragtag is going to be Duke, and next to him is Dreddy. Following up with big flags waving is Uncle Elvis. This is Group 5. Let's go up to the top of the hill to the start of lap number 1. In the first lane, we've got Dreddy. Next to him is Duke, Uncle Elvis in 3, and Ragtag in 4. The gate drops and Dreddy immediately goes on 2 wheels, and Ragtag gets put into the wall by Uncle Elvis. He tags Duke, and then Duke goes over and over and over. Oh man, that's gonna rattle your molars. Finish cam tells this story right away. The gate comes down, Dreddy's over, and then boom. Oh, dude. There he goes. Duke goes over once. That's 1 rotation. He goes over twice. That's 2 rotations. He goes over. Oh, just nearly. That's 2.5 rotations that Duke goes over. Man. Everyone's on the board, but Duke. Oh man. That's gonna feel that tomorrow. Back up to the top, we got Uncle Elvis in 1, Duke in 2, Ragtag in 3, and Dreddy in 4. Even though Elvis and Ragtag get into Duke right out of the gate, he still has a pretty good run. Dreddy's over right at the start again, and I can only think that it's his skinny wheels and high center balance that really are not working for him in the snow. Really and truly, Uncle Elvis should have done better on this lap. He has a full open course, but just kind of bogs down like somebody dug a hole in the middle of the course or something. As we look at the points, the spread's a little bit lower, but still, every point matters, so keep collecting them, boys. Back up to the top of the hill, we've got Duke in 1, Ragtag in 2, Dreddy in 3, and Uncle Elvis in 4. Well, this is exciting. Uncle Elvis drops right out of the gate, and Ragtag gets into Dreddy. Dreddy then makes a beeline for Duke, but Duke's too far ahead, and Dreddy just kind of like, what did Dreddy do there? Dreddy just turtled. Like, we're gonna have to see that again on the other replay. So as the gate drops, you see Uncle Elvis go over right away. Dreddy makes a run for it, but he gets tagged by Ragtag, and then just kind of, there's no explanation as to why that would happen, and then he just sleds on his roof and tags Duke. That was quite interesting. The scores are up, and it's still tight, so back up to the top for another lap. It's still anyone's race. Ragtag's in 1, Dreddy's in 2, Uncle Elvis in 3, and Duke's in 4. This race is going to come down to who wants it more, and obviously Duke doesn't, because he's over and out. Ragtag gets sideways by Uncle Elvis, and he's done. And look at Dreddy. He's competing with Duke for most barrel rolls in a race, I think. We're going to have to count those up. I want to say we can thank Ragtag again for the barrel roll competition here, because he comes out of the gate and makes a beeline straight for Dreddy, but Dreddy's too far ahead. But boom, he hits the bump, and whoa, he's over. Let's see. 1, that's 1 rotation. 2, that's 2 rotations. And a half. Oh, he's just a quarter of a rotation away from Duke. The scores are going to tell the tale here, because even though they were a little bit lower, every point matters. So the final score, Uncle Elvis takes it with a score of 11 and everybody else scores 9. Uncle Elvis moves on to the semifinals. He's just punched his ticket along with Grey Wizard, Papa Pete, Numbskull, and Doc. The drivers in Group 6 are ready. First up, we've got N-Count. Next to him, we've got Stevie Jacques driving for Arlo Racing. All the way from Australia, it's the Crazy Koala, and then next to him is the rookie team, Jempire Motors. This group is going to be interesting because you got the Chaos Bringer of Koala lined up in 4, N-Count in 3, Jempire the rookie team in 2, and Stevie Jacques in 1. Well, the gate drops, and the Koala immediately attacks N-Count and takes them both out. Jempire and Stevie has a great battle, but what did Jempire just do? What was that? The finish cam should have a better angle of what just happened. From this angle, you'll see how vicious that attack was on N-Count by the Crazy Koala. However, it's Stevie and Jempire who have the action here. Look at this cartwheel by Jempire, and what happens to Stevie? How does that happen? He just kind of gets swallowed up by the course. I'm starting to suspect that there's a hole in the course. The scores are up, and it's Stevie Jacques out front by 1 over Jempire. Back up to the top of the hill we go for the next lap. We got Jempire in 1, N-Count in 2, the Crazy Koala in 3, and Stevie Jacques in 4. Well, the gate drops, and there isn't much action in this lap as they all come together and they all wipe out just under the number 2 gate. This will have to be a back up to the top and get your stuff together, boys, because you need the points. It looks like Jempire is the one that caused that fracas. He cuts down and crosses everybody, and they all wipe out. On to the next. And the points aren't going to be very flattering here. We got a bunch of 2s and a couple of 1s. It's back up to the top of the hill for the next lap. In lane 1, we got N-Count, followed by the Crazy Koala, Stevie Jacques, and Jempire. Here we go. I think we might need a coffee truck and a donut break because these guys are starting to get weary and tired. Jempire goes out right over the gate, and everybody else just kind of skids down to a stop underneath gate 3. The Koala's on his side. I don't think the Koala likes the cold very much, eh? Like, he's not too happy. He's more of a fair weather creature, I guess. But if you look at the replay here, you can see Jempire goes over early, and the Koala just kind of like right over before everybody else kind of clicks into him. Again, the scores are up. It's 3s across the board, except for, whoa, Jempire throws up a 0. Oh, so back up to the top of the hill we go. The Crazy Koala's in line 1, Stevie Jacques in 2, Jempire's in 3, and N-Count's in lane 4. Just as I say how much Koala doesn't like the weather, he stumbles out of the gate like a drunk getting tossed out of the bar. Stevie tries desperately to keep his truck underneath him, but alas, his wheels dig, and he's over. You can see by the finish cam that the Crazy Koala wanted no part of this at all. He goes over and face jobs right into the snow. The other drivers all try to stay off the right side, but they're all done and over. The scores are up, and yeah, it's another low one. So let's just see what that final score looks like, and bam! Stevie Jacques from Arlo Racing hits 11, and he takes Group 6. Now, even though there wasn't anybody across the line today, we still have 2 drivers moving on. So joining Doc, Numbskull, Papa P, and Grey Wizard are Uncle Elvis and Stevie Jacques. That's it for this episode of the Jeep Jamboree Part 2. I've been your host, 905. Thank you for watching, and for the love of diecast, keep racing. And if you like the content that we put out here, please like, subscribe, share, and tell your friends, because every little bit of support helps us little guys out. It's been wonderful doing this again. See you next episode.
It worked.
What worked?
I dig a hole.
What?
In the course. I dug a hole in the course and the Jeeps got
You
stuck.
idiot. Why would you do a thing like that? We still have to run the 4-bangers.
It was funny. None of the Jeeps finished any of the races.
Oh, you think that's funny, eh? I bet you think it's going to be hilarious when I throw you in the termination chamber. Now, go back out there and fix your damn hole. Moron.